Sound or creepy crawly juice is a pink monster huge name. On the off chance that you put it in the position where the solar system is, it would stretch out to the orbit of Jupiter. Significant, very shaky, and around to detonate. Should scarab juice probably detonate at any second? VIP creepy crawly juice is both energizing and puzzling. This purple, enormous, large name inside the Orion group of stars showed bizarre lead when it got fainter in late 2019 and mid-2020 than it had ever been in over 100 years. It briefly became almost as frail as Betelgeuse, Orion's third most brilliant star. The astonishing darkening became the call given to this frequency. However, creepy crawly juice has since recaptured its brilliance, transforming into the most brilliant huge name in Orion for a couple of days this year, more brilliant than ever. Hypothesis about its approaching obliteration in the form of an explosion has emerged because of those occurrences. Anyway, is there any evidence for this idea? Will the red huge VIP scarab juice detonate during our lifetime? What effect would such an explosion have on Earthlings like us? Be a part of us as we find the gravitating toward blast of the creepy crawly juice cosmic explosion, and the alert from Brian Cox. Brian Cox warns that, since humans might be the only sentient species in our system, clearing out our progress could have devastating results for the whole world. Cox dives into the Goldilocks thought in the universe, placing exact conditions over billions of years that made Earth essentially legitimate for life to arise. Despite the fact that the star at the center of our solar system has not gone through monster changes in nearly 4 billion years, researchers estimate that it's halfway through its life cycle. As of now, it changes 4 million tons of helium into energy through fusion, converting 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second. This hot plasma circle is the primary power supply for life on Earth. Yet, researchers anticipate it will dissipate in roughly 5 billion years, causing a decent-sized change to the universe. Additionally, Cox unveiled how this will perhaps play out inside the BBC's Miracles of the Universe series. You could agree with the universe being static, but stars are simply a passing element of the sky. Despite shining brightly for thousands or even billions of years, their life expectancy is limited by their ability to burn hydrogen. A star like our Sun begins to grow as it approaches death when its hydrogen runs out. However, it doesn't die peacefully. The Sun could not just evaporate into thin air when its life ends. Its outer layers will expand as its fuel runs low, and its core will collapse, producing more heat. Cox warns that the effects of the Sun's changes will be felt by Earth much faster. He elaborated that this could tragically affect our fragile planet. In roughly 1 billion years, there could be one final, perfect day on Earth as the planet gets hotter. But eventually, all life will not be able to survive. The Sun will have expanded to the point where it fills the entire skyline, long after human life has disappeared. Its final evolutionary phase will see it transform into a red giant. However, the Sun will keep growing larger. After humanity has evaporated, our world may not make it this far, but if it does, it will likely be a burnt and barren rock. In 6 billion years, our Sun will explode, releasing vast amounts of fuel and dust into space to form a massive cloud. It will be a dim coal at its center, a fraction of its former splendor and size, making it smaller than Earth. Our Sun will have turned into a white dwarf. Despite the fact that this process will likely make life on Earth impossible, NASA's New Horizons mission leader, Dr. Alan Stern, has suggested that it may also create habitable worlds in the coldest areas of space. Dr. Stern thinks that any survivors may be able to find safety on Pluto and other distant dwarf planets within the Kuiper Belt, an area of icy objects past Neptune. These worlds' environments will drastically change as the Sun grows, transforming them into potentially livable planets. Most stars exist in a steady state, shining with the same brightness every year. However, there are certain exceptions. A few stars, known as variable stars, have brightness fluctuations. The most famous is Maya, often referred to as the Star of Surprise, studied in 1596 by German clergyman David Fabricius as a variable star. Maya is a beating star that intermittently extends and contracts. Another example is Alol, which shows occasional obscurations from a companion star. About 30% of these variable stars are visible to the naked eye, though it takes expertise to detect their changes in brightness. You definitely know creepy crawly juice, even if you don't know the term. It's one of the brightest stars seen in the evening sky, forming a major part of the constellation Orion. Creepy crawly juice is a red giant, so huge that it could easily consume Earth, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and maybe even Jupiter if it were located at the center of our solar system. It's far from us, but we can still observe it due to its size and brightness, about 400 light-years away by the best estimates, though this range could extend to 600 light-years. The brightest of the variable stars is creepy crawly juice, the fifth most brilliant star in the sky, besides the Sun. Creepy crawly juice changes in brightness from time to time, reaching nearly the same brightness as Riel, the constellation's fourth most brilliant blue star. Though not as strong or regular as those of Maya, the brightness fluctuations can still be noticeable. Sometimes a star can quickly become extraordinarily bright. These supernovae are the brightest and rarest of such occurrences. They may result when a star explodes violently at the end of its life, potentially becoming so bright that it can be seen during the day. Such occurrences have only happened a few times in the last 1,000 years. Astronomers dream of witnessing a nearby supernova at a rate that a few people might ever observe. We're fortunate creatures, though. The Uber star has persistently been a captivating subject for astronomers since the beginning of space science. They noted bug juice because it's so clear and easy to recognize. As a result, we have a fair amount of understanding about it, alongside the fact that it's young, under 10 million years old compared to the Sun's 4.6 billion years. We also know that enormous red giants like bug juice have short lives because they burn through their fuel supply rapidly. Hence, despite this extraordinary star being a child in the grand scheme of things, it will soon die in a spectacular way. This fact suggests that a star might burn out any day now, though it could exist for parts of time much longer than a human lifetime. Ultimately, in a universe where 10 million years is just a blink, everything is relative. However, scientists have long stated that bug juice's grand finale could occur at any time. Stars that are a few times as massive as our Sun tend to collapse under their own weight and die once their hydrogen and helium fuel runs out. They start accumulating heavier elements in their cores, which drives them to collapse and build up ever higher temperatures and densities. Eventually, the star is forced to expel its outer layers into space through this process. Some predict that once creepy crawly juice explodes, it will be so bright that it will look like a second moon in the evening sky. Creepy crawly juice is a variable star, but in 2021, there was an extraordinary darkening. It dimmed by nearly 60% in just a few months. As a result, it became clear that a cloud was responsible for this. Stars like creepy crawly juice are constantly shedding dust and gas. Half of the star was clouded by a mass of fuel in the wind. The star's images showed that its southernmost part was missing. Some stars, like creepy crawly juice, have weather patterns that can cause these kinds of changes. It is now about 50% brighter than usual, but we still don't know what caused the sudden dimming. However, it doesn't seem likely that a cosmic explosion is set to happen anytime soon. These stars' variations in brightness are a surface phenomenon. The increased brightness could be the result of the same dust cloud that caused the star's darkening, reflecting light back toward us. Still, astronomers are excited because we can't be certain when creepy crawly juice will explode. The star is 15 to 20 times as massive as the Sun, and stars with this kind of mass are expected to explode in a spectacular way, a supernova. Because creepy crawly juice is so large, its life cycle is almost finished. However, it's still about 1 million years off from the expected explosion, though for astronomers this is a short amount of time. Stars like creepy crawly juice are still young in the grand scheme of cosmic time. This gives scientists a narrow window to study it before it ends in a brilliant burst of energy. Betelgeuse is one of the most intriguing stars in the night sky, primarily because of its unpredictable behavior. Although it has captured the imagination of astronomers and the general public alike, its future is filled with mystery. The star is part of the Orion constellation and is located around 600 light-years from Earth, making it one of the brightest stars visible to the naked eye, despite its great distance. Betelgeuse is a red supergiant, a type of star that has exhausted its supply of hydrogen fuel and has expanded to a massive size. It's so large that if it were placed at the center of our solar system, it would extend beyond the orbit of Jupiter. This immense size contributes to its brilliance, though that brilliance is not consistent. Betelgeuse is a variable star, meaning its luminosity changes over time. In fact, it's been known to fluctuate in brightness, sometimes becoming as bright as Rigel, the fourth brightest star in the Orion constellation. In 2019 and early 2020, Betelgeuse experienced a significant dimming event, where it became noticeably fainter for several months. This sudden change sparked speculation among astronomers that the star was nearing the end of its life and could be on the verge of exploding as a supernova. While some theorized that the dimming was due to a cosmic explosion in progress, it was later determined that the decrease in brightness was caused by a large dust cloud being expelled from the star's surface, obscuring its light from Earth. This event, known as the Great Dimming, offered valuable insights into the dynamics of massive stars and their environments. Despite the dramatic dimming, Betelgeuse has since regained its brightness and remains one of the most studied stars. The cause of the dimming event might be linked to the complex internal processes occurring within the star. These stars are known for being unstable, and their brightness can fluctuate due to various factors, including the accumulation of gas and dust on the star's surface. Betelgeuse is expected to eventually explode as a supernova, marking the dramatic end of its life cycle. This is a common fate for massive stars like Betelgeuse, which can be several times the mass of our Sun. The core of the star will collapse under its own gravity, and the outer layers will be ejected into space in a violent explosion. When this happens, it will briefly outshine the entire galaxy, potentially becoming visible even during the daytime on Earth. Such events are rare, but they are significant because they contribute to the creation of heavy elements, which are crucial for the formation of planets and new stars. Astronomers continue to monitor Betelgeuse closely, using advanced telescopes to observe its behavior and gather data that will help them understand the processes that lead to a supernova. They are particularly interested in understanding the star's mass, distance, and the specific mechanisms behind its periodic dimming. Despite its unpredictable nature, Betelgeuse remains an important subject of study for astronomers. The star offers a glimpse into the life cycle of massive stars and provides valuable information about stellar evolution, supernovae, and the creation of elements in the universe. As it nears the end of its life, Betelgeuse will likely continue to captivate the scientific community and the public, as it holds the potential for one of the most spectacular celestial events ever witnessed.